Michelle, what does it mean to resurrect? Pardon me?
To bring back to life.
Bring back to life. What you say, Sister?
I say I'm gonna bring it up. And come back.
You can't add nothing to it?
Where to okay, say rise or raise.
Ma, what the resurrection to you? What? Can you say something on it? Huh? Okay. We going to Matthew chapter 28.
Matthew 28.
And do we have it?
Yes, amen.
Okay, in Matthew chapter 28, we'll start reading at verse 1 and 2.
Now after the Sabbath, as the first day of the week began to dawn, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary came to see the tomb. And behold, there was a great earthquake, for an angel of the Lord descended from heaven and came and rolled back the stone from the door and sat on it.
Mary Magdalene and the other Mary. Who is the other Mary?
His mother.
Jesus' mother.
Okay. Who is the other Mary?
Mary, who?
Magdalene.
Mary Magdalene.
It's 7 Marys in
That's
the
what I'm saying.
New Testament.
You talking.
So I'm saying, but when I say the other, I just wanted you to
Yeah,
bring up some more of them because, Michelle, there's 7 Marys in the New Testament. Did you know that, Ma? You got Lazarus' sister. You got Mary Magdalene. You got who? Yeah. It's 7 of them all together. So I just wanted to throw that little tidbit in there where you all can see. That's why we need to study. Because if you hear somebody say something about Mary, you got to first find out which Mary is he talking about. Right? Okay.
I thought
Yeah.
it was only two.
Which Mary was that to wash his feet?
What Mary washed his feet?
Yeah, was that Mary Magdalene or which one was it?
That was a lady.
Was it just a lady?
That poured the oil and asbestos oil on his head and
Cried on his feet and dried his feet with her hair.
her hair.
Come on,
Who was that?
you gonna teach us that?
I'm not read that, but I don't know.
You done said.
I don't think her name
I
was.
read it, I read it.
Who?
But I don't know if it was made, I don't know who it
I
was.
thought it was Mary Magdalene. That's who I called it.
And 9 times out of 10, that's who it is. Yeah. In Matthew 28, and she just read the first 2 verses. At the end of the Sabbath, it began toward the first day of the week, and Mary Magdalene and the other Mary came to the tomb. And there was a great earthquake, for the angel of the Lord descended from heaven and came and rolled back the stone and sat on it.
Which verse you got there?
I stopped after 2.
Now, anybody got an idea who this angel is?
Gabriel?
See, when you that's the good part of study. Anytime you see something and not sure about it, run reference on it, along with your prayers on it.
Yeah, but he had so many angels, so was it?
Then run
Gabriel?
reference on it. Yeah, but I mean,
One
he
of them-
he didn't have so many angels doing a lot of things
Oh,
for him like that. But I mean,
Because Michael was a fighter and Gabriel was a messenger.
Was
wasn't it Michael
uh,
that had preached?
no, I don't think it was much. In Mark chapter 16, and it's dealing with the same thing. Verse 2 said, and very early that morning, the first day of the week, there came to sepulchre at the rising of the sun. They came, and they said among themselves, who will take away the stones from the door of the sepulchre? And when they had looked, they saw that the stone was already rolled away. And it was very great, meaning very heavy, very large, everything. And only angels, who's unlimited, and the things that God give them, was able to do that. You and I probably couldn't roll away, man. See what they put emphasis on it. It said in verse 5, it said where was that?
I don't know what it is.
Before you were reading what
It's verse 3.
3.
See? And who shall roll away the stone for us at the door of the vault? When they looked, they saw that the stone was already rolled away because it was very great and heavy. See?
but it
And,
still ain't telling us what angel did.
I know, of course we ain't. Now look at Luke 24.
Chapter 24.
Yeah. And in Luke 24, in verse 3, it said, they entered in and found not the body of the Lord Jesus. And it came to pass, as they were much perplexed about it, 2 men stood by them in shining garments. See, it's still showing that these are angels from heaven.
Right.
The shining garments, in the same white robes
Yeah, we know what angel
that we gonna have.
24 chapter.
See, and then the last one is in John 20. And in John 20, in verse 11, it said Mary was standing outside of the sepulchre weeping. John 20, 11. Mary was standing there weeping, and she wept and stooped down and looked into the sepulchre and saw 2 angels in white robes sitting there, one at the head and one at the foot, where the body of Jesus was laying.
Which Mary was that?
Magdalene.
Magdalene. Okay.
Yeah, but this is letting you know these are angels from heaven. All 4 writers in agreement on that. Shall read verse 3 and 4 in Matthew.
His countenance,
Talking about this angel. What it say?
his countenance was like lightning, and his clothing was white as snow. And the guards shook for fear of him and became like dead men.
Where you reading that, Sheriff?
3 and 4.
Matthew
Matthew
28.
28, 3 and 4.
Okay.
It says his face was like lightning. How is lightning?
Flashing.
Flashing like bright.
Bright.
It's very powerful.
Okay.
It's enough to blind you, ain't that right?
Yes, yeah.
That's what it's saying. His face was like lightning. When- yeah, it could be so dark outside with the street lights on and everything else, and all of a sudden lightning strike across the earth, heaven, and it could be so bright it'll light the whole
Well, that's
world.
what I was saying. So it didn't number thing. It's light, and then you say strong and bright.
Yeah, it's very powerful,
Right.
And it'll make you jump.
and so this is
That's
evidence,
right. That'll set you on fire.
and this is evidence of how you gonna look when you get
Jump back.
when you get your white robe on.
So I was reading
You're gonna look like this.
Wearing shoes.
That's why I read it over. Somebody else, 5 and 6.
Okay, 5, he said, and the angel answered and said unto the woman, fear not ye, for I know that ye seek Jesus, which was crucified. 6 say, and he is not here, for he is risen, as he said. Come see the place where the Lord laid.
See? And Matthew gives the account that he tells them that the Lord done rose. He ain't here. He ain't here because he rose from the dead. Yeah. And oh my goodness. What a sight that had to be. Someone else the next to. Read, Ma.
And go quickly and tell his disciples that he is risen from the dead, and behold, he goes before you into Galilee. There shall ye see him. Lo, I have told you. And they departed quickly from the sepulchre with fear and great joy, and did run to bring his disciples word.
Oh, they didn't walk down. Say they ran.
They ran, yeah.
They were so happy. They was in a hurry. Leah. They ran. See? And I mean I can just bask in these scriptures dealing with this, because the resurrection is so important. Ain't that right?
Right.
If it ain't no resurrection, ain't nobody gonna be saved. Come on, y'all. Is that right, Pop?
Sure.
Why you say it like that?
They running the tennis, yeah. That'll be exciting.
Okay, 9 and 10, somebody.
And as they went to tell his disciples, behold, Jesus met them saying, all hail. And they came and held him by the feet and worshiped.
Now wait a minute. Somebody say, ain't nobody never seen Jesus. He done rose from the dead now. They walked up and grabbed him by his feet. If he was a ghost, they couldn't do that. He had feet that you can feel, mother. Did you see what it said?
That they could grab onto.
Huh?
That they could grab onto.
Yeah. So even though he rose from the dead, he had a body could be touched.
Okay.
He had a body that could be seen.
Okay.
He had a body that you could relate to. What you say, Pop?
I'm saying, if you could touch that body, he was not a spirit at that particular time.
No, he was. Yes, he was.
This
He
was
a
after.
spirit.
How you gonna raise from the dead and not be a
That's what
spirit?
I'm saying, but how could you touch that body?
Because he had a resurrected body, and that's the way that he came. In other words, what are we saying, Sister? He didn't come as a ghost.
Right, he
Or
came
spirit.
a human, a
He
body.
raised his
Right,
body.
the body, whole body.
He didn't come as a human. He came as a divine being.
Okay.
But he came with a body that could be touched. Listen, ain't no way.
Right.
If he had been a ghost like Casper or somebody, wouldn't nobody saw him.
Right.
Like who?
Casper.
Who's Casper?
Ghosts that you can see, but you can't touch them.
Well, why is it?
So, okay, so the van.
Right,
His body was divine. It was a resurrected body, but yet you could touch it.
Well, why
And
is
if you can touch it, you can see it. Ain't that right?
Amen.
He's in that same body right this minute. And that's how you'll see him. I wish the church was packed.
why is there some people say they don't believe in ghosts? But I know that's like when you.
He
die-
is not a ghost.
She didn't say
I
that.
didn't say that. I said,
Oh,
why-
what you?
She said, how come some people say they don't believe in ghosts?
Oh, maybe they haven't been convinced about him or something. I don't know. I can't say for why the world don't believe in ghosts, but I know if you see one,
I
you
just said
believe
that.
in. Huh?
I said people. I just said the word.
You said people.
Yeah, some of them they don't believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
But I know I have seen them.
Well, I have too. But there are people that don't believe in too much anything. But I really wanted you all to see the beauty in this verse right here. It said, and they came to, it said, and Jesus met them, saying, all hail.
Rejoice.
And they came and grabbed him by his feet and worshiped him. Wow. Now, if whoever was there that didn't get convinced just from this little act here, they got a problem. Because everybody should have been convinced, Michelle. What did you say? They grabbed him by his feet? Yeah.
Held him by his feet.
I imagine all the scriptures are going to say it. Because it happened, huh? He rose from the dead and the people was able to hold him. He wasn't just a ghost.
He did what he said.
He was the resurrected Savior.
He did what he said.
Ain't that beautiful?
Yep.
20 and
Wow.
9.
Okay, let's go with 11 and 12. I mean 10 and
Okay,
11.
but we hold it up in here. We still don't have the name of the angel that you said. The name
It didn't give it.
Okay, so you,
That's why I took you through the four gospel writers.
So we'll
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
but it ain't got no name.
So you could see it, but the name wasn't given.
okay, so what you asked us, okay, but
And well, somebody said Michael. Who said that?
I said
I said,
Gabriel.
and she said Gabriel.
Oh, you said
We
Gabriel.
both said,
Yeah. Well,
I
angel.
actually wasn't Michael.
What is Gabriel? Gabriel is what kind of angel?
He's a messenger.
Messenger. What was his name? What was the message?
That Jesus had risen.
His message is it always deal with good news.
Yeah. That's why I thought it
See,
was Gabriel.
what is Michael's message?
He come to fight.
He come, yeah, he fighting. He's a happy,
He's a warring angel.
right?
Yeah. So, but it doesn't say which one did it, but it put a lot of emphasis on the fact
No, it was the angel.
that it was the angel that
But
did
it
it.
was an angel, but he asked us the name of the angel. So
I just asked if y'all knew.
okay, but is it
But then I took you through the writers to show you no name is given.
okay?
It's important, but I didn't see
I
it.
got a question.
Yes.
Okay, I'm looking in Genesis 16:11.
And what? Genesis.
16:11, where it says, then the angel of the Lord said to her, I will multiply your descendants exceedingly. The
Well-
angel of the Lord in that sense is Jesus.
Genesis 16:11.
Yes, sir. Because when you ask the question, angel of the Lord,
Yeah.
just like you said, son of God, son of man, and when we say sons of God, so forth, we talking, when you say the, S-O-N or.
Michelle,
Now you said this is who?
Michelle, you said 16 and what?
11.
16:11,
Yeah, I mean 16. Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So this one is under.
Now that's one of his names.
We know that his name is Jesus.
No. It said the angel of the Lord.
Right. Okay.
And it's capitalized.
And when you see the word the, it means the number one angel.
Okay.
He's the angel what? Of angels.
Angel. Right.
Yeah.
Name above all names.
And that's one of his names. The angel of the Lord.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
So it didn't give it. Now, where we at?
10.
10, 11.
And Jesus said to them, do not be afraid. Go and tell my brethren to go to Galilee, and there they will see me.
Now wait a minute.
They will see me. I see
Here it is again.
I do it.
I mean, we just keep on running into it. People steady seeing them and everything. Where are these folks getting their,
Information.
you know where they're getting it from? Pretext. What is pretext?
People are saying they didn't hear it.
It's part of it.
They take in one verse to be everything. And where was that at? In John 1:18? No man have seen God at any time.
Right. That's the one, that it says that you can't.
But I mean, that they just took the whole verse at face value. Didn't try to find out anything about a mother or anything.
Yeah, I don't understand what you say.
At your age, you older than all us here. And at your age, you are not a woman. You don't get upset now.
Listen, now I won't get upset.
You are not a woman. Why did I say that?
I'm not a woman. What am I?
No. Come on, listen to me. You are not a woman. You told me you were saved.
Right.
That stopped you from being a woman.
There you go. There you go, Jesus say God.
You told me you're saved. So if you're saved, you're a child of God.
Well, okay.
Matthew, get that, Michelle, 18. And look, Sister. You are not a woman.
Yeah, because in God there's no gender.
Because now you're a child of
I think
God.
it's more so, it's less about
But
there being a gender,
John
it's more
said
about
no
you
man
being
have
as a
seen
child.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
We are not men. None of us are men. If you say,
Right.
we all are children of God. See? And that's what qualifies you to be able to sin. You got a right to sin. You can stand on that. You can you can pound on the desk if you want, or stomp your foot, whatever you want, because I got a right to sin. Amen. What you got? Oh, I thought you was turning to something. You didn't?
You told Michelle to turn to Matthew 18, so I was turning to
Did
Matthew
I?
18 too. Yeah.
It ain't Matthew, is it?
You said Matthew 18. You told her to turn to Matthew 18.
You did, you told her.
No, I didn't want Matthew with it. I wanted John. I said John 1.
You said that.
Oh, I did. I called him on trip. Yeah. Yo, I'm so happy. I'm rejoicing.
You
Y'all,
don't want to be wrong.
y'all got to bear with me because I'm rejoicing.
Amen.
Okay.
Where's that scripture at? Where it said, no man has seen God. That's the one I'm looking for, Cher. Okay. Here in,
John, you said John 1:18.
yeah, that ain't it. Is it?
It says, no one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him.
Yeah, now that's the
Also-
one I wanted.
Also,
Yeah, but
in 1 John 4:12, it says, no one has seen God at any time. If we love one another, God abides in us, and his love has been perfected in us.
Okay, but we really need to be able to see that Jesus brought revelation into on the scene with him. And whatever it is that he wants to do, he can do it. He's not a magician, he's God. Right?
right.
John, just one scripture, and then we're going on with the lesson. I think it's, where's the upper room at, Shell? John 10? Huh?
That's Christian.
What you say? Huh. In John 10:9, Jesus said, I'm the door. He said, by me, if any man enter in, he'll be saved. And go in and out and find pasture. Why would he say he's the door, Pop?
Because to get to the Father, you have to go through Jesus.
Because he's God.
So the door is basically a way to get to God, right? He said, I'm the door. When you come to me, then you're coming to the way.
Yeah.
Didn't he say way, truth, and the life?
Yeah.
He's all of that and more. He's God. And this is the reason why. Did you get Matthew 18 out here?
Yes.
And what did it say in verse 1?
At that time, the disciples came to Jesus, saying, "Who then is greatest in the kingdom?"
Look. Go ahead.
Then Jesus called a little child to him and set him in the midst of
How
them.
come he didn't call a man or a woman?
Because the man and woman are children to God.
Because the man and woman is natural.
Yeah, and
You
children.
can't see him if you're in the flesh.
Children.
He called a little child and said, what did he say?
And said, "Assuredly, I say to you, unless you are converted and become as little
Unless you get saved and get converted, means that a whole new way of life living. And what happened?
and become as little children, you will by no
And become little children all over again.
means heaven."
You was a little child when you,
to that, Michelle?
Matthew 18.
Matthew 18, 1
When you was first born into the world, you was a little baby. Huh? I wish I could have saw you when you was a little baby.
I was bad.
Wow. Huh?
I was bad.
Yeah.
I was bad too, Leo.
Everybody was. It was in their nature. But I'm just saying that it's so awesome. Did you hear this? He said, except you come as a little child. The only way you come as a little child is get saved.
You humbled.
Be reborn.
You humbled.
He said, become like this little child. Then you should what, Michelle? One more time.
and become as little children, you will by no means enter the kingdom of heaven.
He said, if you don't come that way, you can't enter in the kingdom of heaven. Because it's for his people only, right? His family only. God's family. Yeah. And when you read stuff like this lets you know that it's a new beginning. Right? For you to actually be an adult, but you become just like a little child. Oh my goodness gracious.
Humbled
Huh?
and willing to learn.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of us, I say us, I don't mean us as personally, but a lot of us will tell you, I'm a child of God, not knowing what it really means.
But some just be speaking words.
Speaking words, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And it's so important that we really get the whole of this, because if they're not there, they won't be there.
Amen.
If they ain't made it there spiritually, they won't be up there. He said you got to come as a child. He said this little child.
You gotta be reborn. You gotta be saved.
You cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. Wow. I mean, I could just stay there and feast off it all day long because it's that beautiful. But that's the kind of stuff that you can share with somebody when they tell you, ain't nobody else see God. You mean tell me you to see God? I mean, it sounds like they're making a joke out of it or something.
They don't know no better, I think.
They don't.
Because they just looking at pretext. They go.
And that's why they talk like that, man.
What you said,
Now, if you have never seen him,
Scripture to find
ask him when you
what
say
they
when you go in your
use
do
it
your
for their
prayers
own
tonight
advantages.
and any other time. Ask him.
You know, I was
Say,
up
Lord, I want you to reveal yourself to me. I need to see you.
and my mother was treating me so bad, I prayed. And I was praying, I could see God in the air, just walking.
Look at it. See that? And to everybody that's seen it, man, you hear their testimony. If you don't accept it, that's on you. That's on you. But I mean, where's that at? The upper room. John 10? He said when he came there, he said the disciples was hiding in the upper room for fear of the Jews. He said when he came there, look, he tried to open the door and the door was locked. It says, so he just came on in and stood in the midst of it. How did he get in? The door was locked. The verse tells you that the door was locked. But it said he came in and stood in the midst of the disciples.
He just walked through.
And he walked through the door.
Well, why don't you say it
He
then?
walked through the door.
It said the door was locked. I wanted you to see the emphasis that John is putting on the fact that the door is locked. Ain't no way you and I could have walked through that door if it's locked,
No, only God.
unless you
can do
tear it down. But it said Jesus walked right through the door and stood in the midst and told them, "Peace be unto you." Oh, look at this. And what happened, mother? All of them saw him at the same time. Wow. How much more evidence would you need to give? You're using the word. What did you say? If they don't believe that, then what?
If they don't believe it, it's on them.
They can't be saved if they don't believe it.
They can't be saved, then it's on them.
If we reject the word, you can't be saved.
Right.
Yeah. He give us that. This is a living testimony. This is his living testimony, his legacy. Everything is in here because the Lord is God. And he ain't got no problem with showing himself to a little bit of you and I. We belong to him. Say, I belong to him.
I belong to him.
Uh-huh. Ain't nobody never heard you say it before. You done said it now. I done heard you say it. And because you belong to him, you got a right to sing. Ain't that right? Yeah. Okay. Somebody, oh, wait a minute. I'm still in Mark over there. Where we at?
Matthew 28.
Yeah, I know, I was in Mark. Okay. Where did we stop?
11 or 12?
11.
11.
Okay, go ahead.
Now when they was going, behold, some of the watch came unto the city and showed unto the chief priests all the things that was done. And 12 say, and when they were assembled with the elders and had taken counsel, they gave large money unto the soldiers. 13.
Somebody else, come on.
Okay.
Saying, say ye, his disciple came by night and stole him away.
So what are they trying to do?
They're trying to bribe the
They're trying
officers
to bribe
lie.
him. Don't you see? He said, take this money, it's yours, and go and lie for it.
By night,
That the disciples came and stole his body at night.
while we slept.
Why
Yeah,
everybody?
they trying to tell his disciples what to do. They trying to tell them.
They're trying to bribe him.
Yeah, right. They
Yeah,
don't want to face the truth.
But if they take the money, they're going to do what they told them, or else die.
Now that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, come on, you all. 14, 15.
14 saying, if this come to the governor ear, we will persuade him and secure him.
So if it come to the governor's ear, we ain't gonna let him do nothing to you. We'll tell him what's going on and change his mind, and we'll secure you.
Right. So that
Go
means
ahead.
they wasn't gonna get home.
So look what they did in 15.
Go ahead.
So they took the money and did as they were taught. And this saying is common, a report among the Jews until this day.
Okay?
And then it say 11 say, then the 11 disciples went away into Galilee in a mountain where Jesus had appointed them. 17 say, and when they saw him, they worshiped him,
Wait a minute.
but some just doubted.
But some doubt. They still doubt right today.
Yeah, they still do it.
It said they went into the mountain. Leah, did I read that right?
Right.
Where Jesus had told them to go, appointed them. And they worshiped him. But some saw him and still doubted.
I like to know who they were.
Now, well, it ain't important. It's the whole
The
world.
whole world. Yeah.
Someone died right today.
Yeah, right.
The whole world is doubting.
We doing it today,
And some
Mom.
people just
The people that ain't saved, though, I call them the world. And they doubt him right today. For some, what's the reason that some may doubt? How about religion?
Okay, you said religion. Religion.
How about, I said, how about religion? Do you think religion can make some doubt? Of course. What is Christianity, man? Is it religion? He keeps saying that some got good religion. I ain't got no good religion.
Why ain't you?
Huh?
If God gave it to you, you
Christianity
do
is a
have good
Christ-like
religion.
person.
Yeah.
He don't
Christianity
give
is a
you
way of
religion.
life.
Well, you got saved, didn't you?
It's a Christ-like
He
Yeah,
person.
but
freed
that
your
ain't
soul.
what the scripture
He
say.
freed your soul from gates of hell.
Tell me.
He say he gives us, what does he give us?
Grace, huh?
Well, we got grace,
In
yes.
your life.
He gave us life.
Okay.
But what did he give us? He gave us himself.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He gave
That's not
his
religion.
life.
That's what I
It's a
said.
way of life. Religion is
It
something
is
that
a,
you do.
when he gave us himself, he gave us a way of life, not religion.
There you go. A Christ-like person.
Have you ever read Amos chapter 8? Read it when you go home.
Amen.
Amos chapter 8.
Yeah, it tells you how people get paid for singing at funerals and people be faking themselves to cry and all
Ain't
that
what?
stuff.
Ain't what?
Chapter 8,
Yeah,
read
Amos
the 8th
8.
chapter. And it shows all that, and all that was religion.
Yeah, doing something just to be
The
doing
people were
it.
getting paid
To get paid.
to cry at the funeral, getting paid to play the music, getting paid to do everything.
Well, all that's going on today too, that people don't wanna do nothing, but for nothing, they wanna get paid for everything they do.
Why is it going on? Cause it's still a thing in the world.
It's the word.
Amos is telling you that it's all done for worldly purpose.
Right. And the world is not spiritual. We're not. The whole world is not, I'm saying.
No.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying.
But I'm just showing you how things from way back when, and sometimes
Yeah,
people
well, I
wonder,
don't know, yeah.
why do they do this? Where did this come from? They have all questions
Human
about different things,
Human nature.
you know. But I mean, when I got into the Old Testament and read this, how they hire people, and they still doing it today.
Whatever they say, they still doing it.
Hire people to sing, hire people to pray. But Amos is telling you that these people back here wasn't sincere in what they were doing. This was just a job for them. There's some people that every time some come up and pick it or somewhere, they may use the same musician.
Okay, so,
They use the same shit. I'm only saying that to say that that's how religion gets so.
I understand what you're saying, but can we say the same thing is happening today?
I just
It
said
is
that.
happening today.
That's what I'm saying,
It's
but,
happening right here.
And
I
they get
just
paid
said
what I'm
it's
saying?
happening
But
Yeah, maybe not getting paid necessarily, but definitely people do things
that's what I say, they
out of
pay.
religion.
If people come and
They
thank you
not-
for
they
doing
don't-
what
they
you
don't- they
did
don't
and
want
maybe
for
give
no
you a
pay.
plate of food after it's all over, they still pay.
When I was coming up, people didn't have no piano. They had buckets. They had a rub bowl. They would play,
Did
play
they get somebody to play that?
All I know they were playing. I
It's the
ain't
same
never
thing.
heard them say it. They did it on their own.
Mother, it
And we
doesn't
had
matter
church
what they
then.
had back then or what they got today.
You said paid. One thing
Read,
they
read,
didn't get paid to pay
When you
that.
read what Amos said, he's talking about.
He said they
Sister
paid
Linda,
them to do.
What,
No, they didn't.
what the people, why they're doing what they're doing.
Right, I understand
I
that.
gotta talk to you.
Okay?
And it's the same thing today, why they doing what they doing. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying to you.
That's
Some
why I
people
asked.
did
Yeah,
that.
but that was the reason I brought that up.
Right.
Because I want you to see there's a difference in religion.
Right.
What you say religion is?
It's a way,
There's no way.
Religion is doing something just to be
Somebody
that's
said
what
doing
it's
we're
a
doing,
duty.
right. It's a-
over and
yeah.
over again.
That's why I'm trying to
Like
get.
I go
yeah.
to work,
I go to
Right, and you
church.
go every day.
Religiously.
Yeah.
You go
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah,
Right.
you go
but I
every
don't
day.
go
Do
to.
the same
I
job.
don't go to church for religion. I go to church because I want to be around other people that are also like-minded.
But you also want to fellowship with the
Exactly.
Lord.
I want
Exactly.
the
I
word.
come to learn.
That's not
Yeah,
religion.
but He is the living
Yeah,
word.
right. God is.
I learn how to live better.
So
And that's not religion. That's
you
a way
gotta.
of life.
It's a way of life.
Yeah.
But you know,
So it
it's
takes
a way
more
of life.
than just being with other Christians. But once you get here, the Lord is here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not just with them, you're with him also.
Yeah.
He's here.
And you can
He's
worship
here right
together
now.
Right.
And praise
Can
him
religion
together.
save you?
Where he is with me now,
No.
is where
I
he
know
at the
that.
house where
I
I'm
had
at.
No.
healed that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so important that we really grab a hold of this because there was somebody that had a high office in the church and many of the people looked up to him and always had something great to say about him and everything. But when they said that they never seen God, I mean, that should be a shocker for you. Why is it that he came and got me and told me what he was going to do and what he wanted me to do and everything, and right today, from all them years ago, I'm still doing what he told me.
You better.
Oh. But I'm trying, I'm just saying, Mama didn't have nothing to do with this. Friends,
Really,
no human being had nothing to do with this.
really.
God.
It was me and the Lord.
That's
Where the scripture sometimes said, I also saw the Lord. Who was that?
That was, wasn't that,
Who was that, Sheriff?
Isn't that Isaiah? Or no? Is it Isaiah?
It said, when something happened, I
Also
also
saw the Lord. I think it's in Isaiah, but I can't tell you what chapter. I think
Okay,
it's Isaiah.
okay. But you know, all these scriptures keep coming, they come back to your mind
Right.
concerning people who have saw him. Now, either this book is true or it's a lie.
That's right.
And what y'all say of it?
I
true.
said it's true.
Well, why does it keep saying all these people saw him? But just one verse they plucked out of that. The enemy found that one verse.
No man. Saw God.
No unsaved.
And anytime you see M-A-N in the Bible, it's talking about natural. Right?
To the man.
It's referring to a natural man.
No man. No man.
He said the only way you'll get to heaven, you got to become a little child. What do that mean?
Reborn again.
You got to be born again. And born again means what?
Being saved.
Saved and
It means to be
sanctified,
born spiritually
washed in
and
the
to
blood
grow
of
up
the
in
Lamb,
that.
Yeah.
Just like you did on the natural side.
renewed by the power of the Lamb.
Okay. Now take a look at John. John chapter 11. John chapter 11.
You said John chapter what?
11.
11.
Oh, okay.
And suspended, you get 1 John 5.
1 John 5?
1 John 1.
Okay, 1 John.
And just hold it from the pulpit. In John chapter 11, you all look at did I say John chapter 11?
Yes.
Okay. Here we got it. Try to read verse 20 and 21.
20 says, then Martha, as soon as she heard that Jesus was coming, went and met him. But Mary sat still in the house.
Now, even though these are two sisters, right?
Yeah.
It shows you how division can be in the house with the same family,
Yes, it came.
between the members.
Yeah.
So you can understand how it can be that way up in
That's
there.
what it is now. Here it is.
Right?
Right.
Go ahead and read.
Then, 21 says, then said Martha unto Jesus, Lord, if thou had been here, my brother had not died.
Now wait a minute. Lord, if you would have been here, there's no way my brother would have died. Don't you know everybody was born to die?
Right.
Right.
It
Why would she make a statement like this to the Lord? If you had been here, you could have kept him from dying. But that's why he wasn't there, because he know he had died just like everybody else.
There you go.
Do you,
That's what I said. He knew that he needed.
But see, you got to see, Martha, she got religion.
Yeah.
Every time something
Religion.
come up, Mary would partake and do what she had to do and all that, but Martha stayed at home. Martha didn't want to be bothered. Martha was something else.
do you really die or you just sleep?
When?
When you die, are you really
Jesus
dead or
said,
you sleep?
Jesus said in the same part.
The
when
body
he said,
dies.
He
Yeah.
said
It's
Lazarus
dead.
But your spirit
is
goes.
asleep, and then he
That
said,
body, you never,
He
no,
died.
no, you can't and nobody else can't ever you bring that body back to life and use it again. Why do you think the cemeteries are still full?
But you just like you sleep. When you sleep, you don't know nothing.
Yeah, but you see it's a difference
Yeah,
than
but
sleeping
it's a
and
difference
That's
dead.
breathe.
Or they sleep, man, the Lord is sleep.
natural, natural sleep.
What's the difference, Michelle?
There's no life in it.
Ain't no life in them, if they're dead.
There's no blood running through his veins.
See?
I know that.
But if you sleep, the life is there. It's still there. It speaks for itself. Huh? Look what she said in 21. Martha said, if you had been here, my brother wouldn't have died. Yeah, she don't know what she's saying.
No, she don't.
If it was his time to go, say that.
If it was his time to go.
If Martha and 5 more Marthas was with him,
Yeah, he was gone.
they couldn't have stopped him from leaving. It was his time to go.
Right, ain't nothing you can do about it.
And whenever their time come, Ma, you can holler and cry and
I know that
everything.
too.
You can't hold them from going. They got to go.
Yeah, because like you say, if you think somebody could stop their little one from going, you think they'll be gone? You ain't nothing you can do about it.
Now, who read 21? You probably
I did, yeah.
Now read 22.
But I know that even now, whatsoever thou wilt have asked of God, God will give it thee.
See, she got a religion. You hear what she told her? I know now, Lord, if you ask God for it, God will give it to you. She don't know he's God. Just like, but more than the world don't know that he's God.
But she got the faith.
You see, did you read that verse?
Yeah.
She say, but I know. In other words, she got knowledge of this. Right?
Ask of God.
Huh?
God
That-
will give it
I know that whatever you ask God, he'll
thee.
give
God
it to
will
you.
give it.
And she talking to God. Look what he said. Somebody get 23.
Jesus said unto her, thy brother shall rise again.
He didn't call on the Father, did he?
No.
Why? Because he's God.
He has all
Martha didn't know that.
the Father had.
Mary knew it, but Martha didn't know. 2 sisters, same house,
Now,
same everything, but entirely different individuals.
Yeah.
one got one man, the other got the other man.
See? All right, now, here she come again. Read 24.
Martha said to him, I know that he will rise again in the resurrection at the last day.
Now, wait a minute.
The man,
Look, see, Martha reads the Bible.
yeah.
Y'all ain't saying nothing.
Amen.
See, and this kind of stuff gets me going. She reads the Bible. Look, I know in the last day he gonna get up there. She had so much religion, it blinded her to spiritual reality. Look how the Lord bust everything she had open. Read 24.
Jesus
25.
25.
Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection.
Hold it.
I am.
Hold it. He didn't say I'm in it, or over it,
I am.
or beside it, or part of it. What did he say?
I am the resurrection.
Why did he say it like that?
Because he needed to let her know,
Let her know
who he was.
who he was. She talking to him and she didn't know who he
And
was.
who did he tell her he was?
He
He
is
was
the
the
resurrection and the
And
life.
God. And I'm
He
not,
told her his name.
Oh,
I am is his name.
Right.
right, okay, I
I got it, wrote down, right?
Oh, you got it, we all
His
got
name
it.
is I am.
Look at this, y'all. Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection. He couldn't be God if he wasn't.
Amen.
Huh?
Amen.
And then he didn't stop there. What else he say?
And
And
the
the life.
But
That they gonna live in the resurrection.
He who believes in me, though he may die, he shall live.
See that?
yeah,
And Lazarus
No,
believed in it.
let them know. Yep.
And he died. And he still lived in Jesus.
Yep.
See it?
Yep.
And then 26. Look at that.
And whoever lives and believes in me shall never die. Do you believe this?
See that? He said, whoever what?
Lives
Believes
and
in me continually. She
shall
ain't
never
gonna
die.
end up. Shall never die. Believe that there come your spiritual sleep, go your sleep, Penny. He said never die. But they still gotta lead this life. So you go to sleep.
Yep.
And then when the Lord come, what he do?
Wake
He wake you up.
wake you up.
you up.
Yeah. He don't give you a new life, a new this, a new that. You already got the life now that you say.
Yeah.
He come and he wakes you up. The resurrection is a teaching that every Christian should be concerned about and ought to be familiar with. The resurrection should be the faith of every Christian. You should be looking forward to the day that the Lord will resurrect you if you leave here before he come back. Huh?
Amen.
The resurrection is the power, it should be, of every preacher. This is how important resurrection is. Why do you think we're studying this? Not just something doing something just to be doing it. This is very important.
Yeah.
And it's the heart of a lesson to all Christians, all that say, to keep them encouraged, to keep them in the way, to keep them going forward in the Lord, keep them studying, keep them everything that they need to be doing. This is the backbone, resurrection. Just like he rose up, you ought to rise whenever you die. Because you're saved. See? The resurrection should be the courage, Michelle, of every martyr. What is a martyr?
Someone that gives their life for
Somebody,
cause.
someone that died for a good cause. If you die for Jesus, that's a good cause. See?
A good call.
So the resurrection should be the courage of every martyr. Y'all want to see some courage? Turn to Acts chapter 7 right quick. Let me show you the kind of courage that we're talking about today. Get it, say amen.
Amen.
Acts chapter 7.
Yeah. Do we have it?
Amen.
Amen.
Okay.
Oh. I know this story.
Somebody read 54 and 55.
When they heard these things, they were cut to the heart, and they gnashed at him with their teeth.
Now, what things did they hear? He was preaching the gospel.
Yep.
This is a preacher that all these people that got upset with and they want to kill him. Go ahead and read.
But he, being full of the Holy Spirit,
Look.
gazed into heaven and saw the glory of God and Jesus
Ow!
at the right hand
Oh
of
my
God.
goodness. Wait a minute. Oh my goodness. Revelation, Mother. Did you hear that? He being full of the Spirit, huh? Gazed up into heaven. What did he see, Mom?
saw Jesus.
He saw God and what?
Right hand of God.
Right hand.
And Jesus. Doing what?
Stand at the right hand.
God.
What's wrong with that?
They were standing. He was standing.
spirit true God.
This is one of the only scriptures in the entire Bible that tell you Jesus is standing up. Everywhere else you can read it, say he's sitting at the right hand of the Father. When one of his child come home, look what he do. He stands up.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all better get this.
Wait a minute, why you say stand up? I hear that before.
When his children come.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
Look what it says. And he looked up just before he died and saw. I thought it said no man ever saw God. Here it is.
I did.
He looked up there and saw the glory of God and Jesus standing, mama.
On the right hand of God.
I didn't write nothing in this book. I don't know why people write it, but you must didn't read it. I said, I read it. I'm going to keep on reading. I'm going to keep on believing it, and I'm going to be with him one day. Right?
Amen.
That's what I'm trying to.
I'm praying.
Huh? Read the next verse. 56.
And then it says, and said, look, I see the heavens open, and the Son of Man is standing at the right hand of
There it is again. How many times do we have to keep on saying it to put emphasis on it? For people to believe it. He done said the same thing twice. 55 and 56. Standing at the right hand of God. Why? Because the Lord loves his people so much. When he sees them leaving this life, he stands up to welcome them home. Yeah. See, and you got to study your scriptures. If you don't, you're going to miss it. And if you miss it, you missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Y'all see that?
Yeah.
Read 58.
And cast him out of the city
They took him and threw him out of the city,
and stoned him and
beat
witnesses,
him to death with stones.
and the witnesses laid down their clothes at a young man's feet, whose name was Saul.
And they even laid all the clothes that the preacher was wearing at the feet of Saul. Who was Saul, Leah?
Paul.
Paul.
Wow. Mama, Paul did that. Did you know that? Huh?
Yeah.
All the persecuted.
See? Read 59 and 6.
And they stoned Stephen, calling upon God and saying, Lord Jesus, receive my spirit. And 60 say, and he kneeled down and cried with a loud voice, Lord, lay not this sin to thy charge. And when he had said this, he fell asleep.
And they say he died.
See, folks?
Go to sleep.
And that's what's going to happen no matter how you leave him when you die. Because you're saved, you're going to sleep too.
Amen.
Well, I see in the casket they ain't breathing yet. Man, it don't mean that they're dead.
Everybody in that casket, they don't be dead.
That's true.
Some, and them that saved, they're sleeping.
I was a child over in Memphis, and this citizen man had died. Everybody, you know, that was the first and now
But that's all they know, man.
And they was in out, and when they went around to see that man stood up in the casket. Everybody ran.
Say he sat up in the casket.
He stood up in the casket. That was true.
What, he was playing?
He would have been dead.
He couldn't have been dead and come back. I ain't gonna be
That's it, buddy.
No.
He ain't God.
He was playing a game.
I want to find out whether you playing a game.
Okay. Two more things I want to get to you before we leave. Turn to Luke chapter 1.
He told me no.
Luke chapter 1.
Okay.
And get Acts chapter 1. We're coming out of Luke and go right into that. In Luke chapter 1, someone read verse 1 and 2.
Inasmuch as many have taken in hand to set in order a narrative of those things which have been fulfilled among us, just as those who from the beginning were eyewitnesses and ministers of the word delivered them to us.
You read 1 and 2?
Yep.
And what did he call in those verses? Did he, okay, someone read 3 or 4.
It seems good to me also, having had perfect understanding of all things from the very first, to write unto thee in order, most excellent
Theophilus.
Theophilus.
Now look, that PH is just like saying F-A.
Faith.
Yeah, Theophilus, like you're using the F in there instead of PH.
Right.
Look what he said at the beginning of it. It said,
It seems good to me also.
it seemed good to me also, having had what?
Perfect understanding.
What is that? What is perfect understanding, Sheriff?
See?
It's one word.
Yeah.
Perfect understanding only comes from the truth.
Perfect truth
Huh?
of all things.
He said, having had perfect understanding of all things from the first. What things? The resurrection. Jesus is God. Believe on the Lord Jesus Christ, you will be saved. All of those things that he said, I got perfect understanding. I got it. If you ain't got it, you better get it.
And your time is up.
Because once you step out them doors, you're going to need it. You'll meet every kind of person that's in the world.
Yeah.
And you'll need all the understanding you can get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He said, in order, most excellent Theophilus. Who is he talking to?
We should, to the people.
Okay, now hold your finger there and turn to Acts 1. Acts chapter 1. We got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Read verse 1 or 2, Ma.
The former
Treatise.
treated have I made, O
Theophilus.
Theophilus, of all that Jesus began both to do and teach.
Why is this name in both of those books?
Theophilus.
Yeah, it's in Luke. Here it is in Acts again. Why? The way you find out, Bill, who Theophilus is, you have to find out what their name means. Who knows what it means?
People that
Say this with me.
people that look
It
like
means lover
of God.
of God.
Lover of God.
People who love God.
Who love
He's
God.
talking to people. He's writing this not to one person, but to the entire world.
People who love God.
To all the people that love God.
Love God.
And it's called an infallible proof. See where he said it? Didn't he say it in there?
Yeah.
Where?
The word says that it's all infallible truth. All Jesus is both of them.
It says in Acts 1:3, to whom he also presented himself alive after his suffering, by many infallible proofs.
By many infallible proofs. So what is an infallible proof?
Acts 1 and the 3rd verse.
Something that is absolutely true.
Truth.
Can
You guessing?
Yeah.
No, I said, are you guessing? I asked the question.
Well, I know what a proofs are.
But anyway, your,
Infallible proofs are proofs that are incapable of making errors. He said, what I'm saying is impossible that it can be an error.
and your
He
time
said-
is up, pal. Your time-
Infallible proof is a sure thing.
right. And your time is up.
But I've seen Ms. Andrea.
Oh, we know that.
And then, number 3, an infallible proof is a remedy. See?
Yeah.
For anything that ails any spiritual person, infallible proofs will bring them around. Yeah. So whenever you hear that word, most excellent Theophilus, he's talking to you who's reading it. Because you should be a lover of God.
Right.
Amen.
Yeah. So we got a whole lot to go through in getting into this. I mean, man, oh my goodness, resurrection is something. Why do you think it's such an awesome topic in the Bible that the Lord would choose to go out that way and come right back in?
Okay.
It said when he walked in Jerusalem, said he saw all the people in there raising sand and talking about killing people and doing all that, and said he went in the upper room. That's what we talked about earlier. He said, but the door was locked.
We
And he
skipped, but
stepped through the door, and the people saw him. And you know, everywhere I keep on reading about people seeing him, seeing, then I'm gonna listen to one person tell me, ain't no man never seen God. Ain't gonna happen.